This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete, and this race is live.
Semi-final number 3 of 4. And the PUIG Women's America's Cup here in Barcelona has been given the green light. And just to keep you up to date as where we stand, Italy and Athena Pathways, Great Britain, are the 2 teams in the pole position to go into the inaugural PUIG Women's America's Cup final. But the points are tight. Race 1 winners, Sail Team Barcelona, a solitary point behind Athena Pathway, Great Britain. And do not discount the rest of the fleet, because the way the points are stacked, 10 for a win, 7 for a second, 5 for a third, anything could happen with 2 to go. So buckle up again.
If you're below that cut line, you need to start to make a move in this race, or you'll be running out of chances. Expecting more from Sweden. They looked so polished in the qualifying round. They need a good race.
As we saw in the last 2 races, the teams that got off the start line well were the teams that finished in the top position in the final standing. So important. Nice steady breeze now, not too shifty, a little bit up and down, but only in velocity, not so much in angle. So with this more onshore breeze now, no obstructions for the breeze to wobble around. So all about getting off the start and keeping a clear lane.
The wonderful thing here is about the pressure by having back-to-back races, literally with hardly a time for it to breathe. We're really seeing how talented these sailors are. Just get going and try to give it that win.
Yeah, no time for a debrief or much of a reset. Most of these women used to performing under pressure. Athena Pathway on the way back. I think they're happy to start at the port end.
Almost late, I think, Sail Team Barcelona. Really slow there, having to build in the gas of the Italians and the Swedes, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're late to the line. British looking for that left-hand pin and start.
Not challenged at all, the British. Go where they like, lovely timing.
The Swedes potentially over early there.
I think we're going to want an early tech here.
Time to go racing, 3rd semi-final of the PUIG Women's America's Cup.
Umpires get behind penalty Sweden. You have a double penalty for relative to Netherlands.
An error from the Swedish.
That will be a costly penalty.
Massive. One penalty for being over the line and the other for a windward lured situation with
Sweden. You still have 30 metres of penalty to go.
By Richard Slater being very kind and actually giving the information. See the Swedes there, windward boat failing to keep clear of Yacht Team Dutch Sail and actually getting a double penalty, so that will make their race very, very difficult from here for the Swedes.
Athena Pathway, well, they knew where they wanted to start and were not challenged in any way, and have dominated that left-hand side of this first upwind leg. Currently in first position.
Penalty clear.
We saw the boats again, the ones getting off the start line cleanly and over speed. Now leading the race. British sailing the boat really well, and they'll have nice clear air. They'll be able to sail the boat at their leisure. Emirates Team New Zealand also surely in clean air where they are.
4 races, you have to be clean and smooth, and it feels like you're playing 4 quarters, because they always say in American sport, when you're playing quarters, the 3rd quarter, which I feel like we're in now, they call it the championship quarter. But for teams that want to have that chance and race for to potentially make the cut. This is the race, potentially, that will decide their fate.
Athena Pathway executed that so well. You have to stay out of traffic. On board with the Dutch here.
They'll be sitting in good dust trail there off the back of Athena Pathway, so their intake getting a little clogged up there. They'll be taking a boat speed penalty relative to the other boats around, but they still are in good shape. The Kiwis having to do another manoeuvre, and Luna Rossa coming in as well, so potentially some close intersections at the top gate here again.
Athena Pathway, Great Britain, they were the first through at the top gate. That's one leg of 4 completed in semi-final number 3 here in the PUIG Women's America's Cup. But again, like it was in the previous race, Yacht Team Dutch Sail with a moment. Can they get it back up? Meanwhile, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli go right around the outside of pace. They've managed to just keep it up. And it's Emirates Team New Zealand, if I'm correct, just try to get around them and grab another spot because they'll need points.
Four boats, 5 boats heading down the left-hand boundary as Athena Pathway roll into their jibe. It's lightened off a wee bit at the top of the course. And you can just see the teams having to be a wee bit more careful on their jibes. Probably the wind is down just a couple of knots, but it makes such a big difference.
Yeah, Peter is spot on. We're seeing between 9 and 10 knots at the top, so definitely enough for quite a gear change on board.
Okay, long time.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 160 and shortening to 0.9 nautical miles.
Your breeze is on the march to the right and dropping quite late in the evening here now.
They might need to turn the nav lights on soon, Shirley, as the sun gets low on the horizon, but Athena Pathway doing a great job. All the boats actually coming back into range now on the J1 jibs, so all teams with the big jibs on, and that will actually suit the breeze as it gets a little bit lighter. They're almost perfectly in range as the breeze gets down around that sort of 9 knot mark, so still some great performance. 33 knots of boat speed there, Athena Pathway, 34 the Kiwis, so no shortage of boat speed.
Slick boat handling on Athena Pathway.
Happy with left turn.
Yeah, nice. Coached by America's Cup helm, Chris Draper. Done a good job.
Good breeze on this boundary.
Athena Pathway, Great Britain about to complete the halfway mark of this 4-leg race.
Coming up here.
And they head back up on leg number 3. Doing it well, Athena Pathway, Great Britain. Their biggest rival, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, sitting in P2. They take the left-hand mark. They're on their way up, halfway done. Emirates Team New Zealand, they're also through.
2, 1, angle.
Okay, stay fast here, looks soft.
Copy.
And it's just a tight run into the bottom mark at the end of leg 2 for Sail Team Barcelona, Yacht Team Dutch Sail, and the Swedish Challenge powered by Artemis.
And port down. And turning. Low exit. Low exit.
Yacht Team Dutch Sail there, sailing straight back into quite a bit of dirty air.
Okay, still pressing for a bit of speed.
Tricky for them to get a good run from there.
Copy. Coming into nice breeze here. Pressing a touch.
Athena Pathway have made a good jump here. When they came around the bottom mark, the wind did a big right hand, so they headed, but they were very, very patient and they came right across to the right-hand side, and now they've jumped onto that lifting board. This will be the long board, and they'll come up to the top mark gate. It'll be a short board across on port. This will be a good gain for the leading boat.
Cream seems to be rising, Shirley, in this battle for these top two places.
Down in 3, 2, 1, board up.
Well executed attack there on board. Clean a pathway. Not going all the way to that left-hand boundary, so quite left-hand breeze. Taking that shift to sail a shorter distance towards that top mark, so having the option to sail where they want to, try and put the shortest distance the most efficient possible at that top gate.
Tash Bryan tacking. Just putting themselves in a nice position. They're defending on top of the Italians, limiting the Italians' options. Nicely positioned.
Yeah, agreed. 15 off the left.
Spain coming up the course. They are sitting back in 4th position, needing to fight because, my word, GBR and Italy are starting to look really strong on the overall points. This could come right down to the last race. Spain still in with a hunt, but they need to be strong. Top mark rounding and this last leg down to the finish.
Yes, race number 3 is going to tell us who's in the hunt for the final race. Because this team here, Athena Pathway Great Britain and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, are still on target. They have the green line above their flags as Great Britain take the top mark for the final time of this race and head home. They want to bank another 10 points. That will be massive, massive going to the last race. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, they come in, they're chasing.
Getting pretty high there on the foils, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, but possibly a little software kick in to save the rudder popping out.
Emirates Team New Zealand, they've completed 3 legs. They're on their way home. Sail Team Barcelona taking the opposing mark. Sail Team Barcelona, by way of that first win, if they can stay where they are, they could be chasing for a spot in the final. The Swedes are around, the Dutch are around. So all the fleet on the way home.
Great shot of the foil there, 0.7 of a square metre of area, keeping that whole 2-ton AC40 airborne.
No pressure to drive it, so want to keep on going if we have the pressure your side. Good pressure here. Hard to port target. Let me know. A little bit skitty. Little softer.
Mainsail area about 64 square metres and jib area 36 square metres on an 18-metre long mast, the AC40. About 2/3 the size of big brother and sister boats, but not much slower. These conditions, they're going really, really well. Hannah Mills, Saskia Clark handing over controls. Doing a great job, Shirley.
Handing over to Tash Bryant, Hannah Diamond behind her, trimming. Different conditions now, it is a little bit less wind. Trimmers really needing to be more dynamic than earlier.
That sun glare now right in your eyes, so very difficult to see the wind on the water.
So Athena Pathway Great Britain bank 10 points. They come in to finish race number 3. They stay above the cut line, but it's certainly not over as we will head into race 4 because there's still plenty on. So Athena Pathway Great Britain win semi-final 3. Still in the 2. still on course for the final. Followed in by Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli.
Absolutely ripping. Good
Consistency for them, that's their
Absolutely
2-1-2. So, second podium position in that spot for Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. So the two slick boats in the fleet are leading the way. Emirates Team New Zealand pick up valuable points. That will pump them up to 10, but it might not be enough heading into race number 4. The last, in comes Sail Team Barcelona. When we take a look at the points, that might be the only boat in the fleet outside of Italy and Great Britain that can potentially force their way into the final. The Swedish challenge powered by Artemis. I think we wanted to see more from them considering their outstanding, outrageous form in their group racing. They will come home 5th. And then will be followed home by Yacht Team Dutch Sail. So, as we see the Dutch come across the line, it still goes down to the 4th and final race. Do not go anywhere.
All yachts, please.